My new Adobe Express course launches on June 1st, and I'm showing you in this video how I create every single image that I need for that course and to promote that course across multiple platforms, including Instagram, YouTube, my blog, my email list. I'm showing you how I create all of those images inside of Adobe Express. So thank you to Adobe Express for sponsoring this video. Now, if you are new to Adobe Express, I will put a link down below as to where you can join in on that course. It's all free. It's all going to be here on YouTube, and it's all going to be listed over on my blog post. But I need a lot of images for doing the course and showing in the course. I'm going to be using like lower thirds that you'll see throughout most of my videos, but also I'm going to need things like YouTube thumbnails. We're going to need Instagram story posts to promote this. We've got blog post images, we've got email headers and banners, and all of those things that we're going to need for our course promotion material. So what I do is I really first start off and I create a blank page, and you can see from this one, if we go to edit page sizes, this is just a 1280 by 720, which is kind of like YouTube thumbnail size. And then what I've done is I've come in and I've actually created a thumbnail. And this is really easy. We're just going to upload an image of ourselves that we've then removed the background from on here. And then I had to kind of like move a couple of other bits in here. And then we've got in here, we've got a couple of different text effects in here. So you can see this one here, it's got a red background on here. So if we come over to the effects panel, once you've added in your text, you come over to effects and you can see here, we've got the strong kind of like shadow, and that's the black outline that you'll see around the text here. But also we've got a shape around this as well, and that's where you can add the red shape on here. Now, just a quick note on this one as well. If you wanted to, you could actually just click on Cutout, and that will also show then the item or cut out the font, and it still remains fully editable in here. Now, you will see and notice throughout as we're designing these images that we've actually got access to our brand colours. So we just click on one of these swatches. You can see here we've actually got our brand kit set up, and as I say, all of this is going to be in the course. So if you haven't set up a brand kit, then do keep an eye out for that tutorial coming, and it'll be listed in the playlist down below to the beginner guide. So we can access all of our brand kits in here, and also we've got brands over here where we can actually apply our brand kit to our thumbnails, etc., or to our designs. But now, where we've got this one thumbnail, this is the thumbnail for the first video, all we need to do is we need to click on Resize, and then we can actually resize this for different social media. So if we wanted to do this for Instagram stories, so we could just type in here Instagram, and it's going to come up with Instagram Reel. We've got squares, Instagram story. So we just click duplicate and resize, and that's going to then come up and give us a few different options on here. So you can see here, we've got a few different options as to what it could be. So I like the first one. This is going to need just a little bit of tweaking just for us. So we can then just come in here and we can then just tweak this as to what we want it to look like. We can centerize this text, make it bigger if we wanted to. We can choose to just quickly do that. We can come over and make sure that the position is actually in the center. We want to then make sure we've got the complete beginner guide 2026, and we're going to make sure that that's a little bit bigger. For me, I'm going to just make sure that I'm just kind of like popping off the edge a little bit more like this. So we're just going to grab the corners, rotate this around a little bit, and we're going to play around with the positioning of these, and then I'm going to show you what I actually ended up creating. So if you click on the little icon down here, you can say we can actually view all pages. You can see here now, this is the one where I just did the quick resize, but I'm just going to click delete on that one because I've also got all of these other items here. But this is what we ended up creating. I ended up putting myself on the opposite side for this beginner's course, and you can see here I've actually added some animation to this. So if we click on the play, you can see we've just animated that, and it's really easy to do that. We're going to come over to the page and we're going to click on the animate all option, and that's where I then chose to add this popping effect on here. Now if you want to, you can come into the edit timeline and start playing about with this, but that's going to be the bonus episode. We're going to be diving in a little bit more of the animation and video editing side inside of Adobe Express in the bonus episode coming later towards the end of June. So if you do want to make sure you follow along along in that series, do click on the subscribe button, or consider clicking the subscribe button and joining up to the email list so you can be notified as to when that episode comes out. So we're going to be coming back to just all the pages, and then we're going to click on view all pages. So you can see here, I then went along, and all I do to create the next one is I just create a duplicate of this as well. So when I then want to create the next episode, we're just clicking on duplicate. You can see here where the position of the Adobe Express is the same in all of my thumbnails, and the position of myself is the same. And then all I've done is I've changed where it says Complete Beginner Guide 2026. I've changed that then to episode 2 and put in there this new item here. So let's take a look at this episode 2 thumbnail and give you a little bit more of a walkthrough. So you can see here, what I ended up doing is just adding in some text. Again, we've got this text effect here where we've got the color background, and it's just by coming into the effects panel here with your text selected, and then you're just clicking on the shape, and that's where you can then choose to add the different color shape, and you can choose that from your brand kit. So again, coming back to all of the pages that we've got here, I'm just going to delete the second one here. You can see what I ended up doing as well also is just naming each of the pages here, so we make sure that when we actually download the files, we know what it is that we're actually creating. And again, we can resize these to be just square. So that's what I've done on here, where I wanted to promote this and add this to the community tab on my YouTube channel. And that's where we can kind of like get involved in more of a discussion. If you've got any questions, you can drop comments down below in any of my videos or over on the community channel. Now you can see as we scroll down here, you can see I've got all of my Instagram stories promoting each episode ready to go and be available for those. So for these, you can also share and schedule these inside of the scheduler inside of Adobe Express, and I do walk you through that in the course. Again, there's a lot in this course that you're going to want to make sure that you follow along on, so do check out the playlist down below in the description and sign up for those email notifications. So what we've got here is we've got our Instagram stories that we can then start scheduling and posting as and when those new episodes come out. We've got our email header. So for each episode, there's going to be an email that comes out to my followers, and each episode is going to have an email header or banner. So we're going to have each of those available. I'm just going to go through and start creating those today. And we're going to have each new banner come out. We've got blog images, social images, so that when my blog posts get shared, and these are all images that sit behind my website and allow it to show correctly, and that will depend on your website as to what size images you need those to be. But we're just clicking the resize option. So if you wanted to, if you click on the resize option, you can see you can actually choose and have custom items on there as well. So you can choose to resize and fit whatever size it is that you want for your blog post. We're going to come back to this full list here again. And you can see down here, we've got other items here. We've got our beginner guide. So if I go to my website, if we click on Express Tutorials at the top here, this is where you can then sign up for this. You can see here, we can sign up for the series by email, and each episode, once it is live, will be clickable from the website here. So you can come and bookmark this page and click each of those. And if you've got any questions, down the bottom here, we do have an FAQ section, so you can go through all of those over on my website. I'll link all of that down in the description as well for you. Now also down in the bottom here, we've got our placeholders for our carousel posts that we'll be creating around each episode, and we've also got our lower thirds. We've now got all of the items that we want inside of one document inside of Adobe Express. So it's really helpful to keep all of those items together so you can always quickly refer to them, resize them if you need to, share them to different platforms and have them ready to go for when you launch your course. If you've got any questions about this or want to check out the course, it's all going to be linked in the description down below. And if you can drop any questions down there in the comments section. But until next time, thank you very much and bye for now.